Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's see, let's go ahead and get started here. We could see today is the 22nd of April, 2021. We're going to go quickly over some focus trades, talk about today's sentiment, and get us ready for some jobless claims coming out here shortly. Hope everybody's having a good week. We are having a good week. Some things are starting to turn around a little bit. Started getting a little bit excited yesterday as we were able to buy the dip a couple days ago and started to see some of those results quickly. Also had a couple shorts, and obviously, just like a lot of traders out there, had a lot of trades that did not work out. So let's talk about something going forward. We're going to look into the ES futures first. This one's really easy. So far, pretty flat into the jobless claim numbers here shortly. I have two alerts set today. One of those alerts are set at 41.75. This is where bulls need this level to advance. And you can see right here with my alert, right here. All right, and then we have a level down here at 41.10. Bears would need this to try and push price down further for continuation into the 40.50 level. This week we were forecasting an inside week. So if you would just look over here to the left and you can see that so far it is Thursday. So again, happy Friday Eve, right? Every day is a good day. And you can always make it something fun. So happy Friday Eve. Here we are, inside week, all right, on the ES futures is what we expected. We had a rally, and you can see that rally. Let me go ahead and draw this out for you. I love drawing. And let's go ahead and zoom in. So nice rally, all right, and this is not typical. All right, so about 4 weeks in a row here. And so we were looking for a little bit of exhaustion. I know for myself, I felt like it was a little toppy. It's hard to put a lot of money in at the top like this. So a nice pullback is welcomed. So far, I wouldn't know if this is considered a nice pullback. It started to worry some traders, but yesterday bulls kind of came in. So the week is closing so far very high up on the previous candle, which is very bullish. Now we still have a good 2 days of trading left, so please keep that in mind. The biggest thing today are these two alerts. Everything between these two alerts is, that's right, you guessed it, it's going to be noise. Okay, so everything between here, I'm not too concerned. Now, I do want to give you a forecast of what these candles could look like going forward. If we do indeed end up closing inside this week, your next week into bigger earnings and so forth, you could be looking for an inside and up for a continuation of this trend, or an inside and down and looking for price to at least come back into the 9 again. Now, something about the 9 that you would notice here on the ES futures, every time it comes down into the 9, price is held. First, it flushes. Okay, so it gets a lot of those traders out who solely rely on the EMA, which we do not. It's just something to help us stay in trend. But those who solely rely on this, they end up getting shook out over this. But you could see for a very long time, the prices just simply flushed those traders out and came right back up to finish the week. So just be careful. This would be an area I'd be looking for if we end up going inside and down. All right. All right. So next we are going to go ahead and go into the SPY. And if you know, and if you don't know, here's a little bit of information. The ES futures, for every 10 points, you're looking at $1 in the SPY. So a lot of times I could just use my ES blueprint and just trade around that, whether it's the SPX or the SPY. Now, we use the net neutral strategy. I know that if you follow me, then you know it's very straightforward. And that strategy, we basically just go long outside of the neutral and go short underneath the neutral. So far, this week, you could see that price has not moved out over the top of this. Again, we're expecting an inside week. But over here, what's really important to understand is taking the short, okay, led you right into target one. And again, these were set up for our traders over the weekend. That's the one thing that we do, unlike any other service out there, is we have levels that work and we have a really simple strategy. And again, these are given to you before the week even starts. So you can get prepared and mentally prepared, right? You can see that we came right into target one. Also notice these yellow edges. These are the trendy edges, and we look for them to be support when price is above. When price is below, we look for this to be resistance. Okay? All right, so what does that mean? It means we are simply opening up very close to, perhaps, into resistance. All right, again, those levels I gave you on the ES futures, same thing here. Your SPY needs to move over 417.05 for the bulls. For the bears, I'm not too concerned unless we start to break down below 411. All right. Targets. If we start to break out for some reason over the neutral, this is very important. It's very unlikely that we get a continuation candle here. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying it's a higher probability that it won't happen. But because we have the neutral strategy, if we start to break above the 418.28, I will be looking to go long. However, because it's Thursday, I'm not going to place my stop under 414. That would not make sense. This is more set up for the swing trader on a Monday, Tuesday. All right. So again, if I'm going to go long here, instead of 414, I'm most likely going to use a 2-hour candle and stay above that 9 EMA. And as long as we stay above that 9 EMA, I'll take the trade. Let's go ahead and pull up a 2-hour. Now the reason why I'm using a 2-hour, because again, we're on Thursday, right? So I'm more interested in what's going to happen today and tomorrow for this type of trade on SPY. All right. So again, here we are. You can see we went bid at the lower trendy edge. This is resistance up here, and you can see that our 9 EMA is just underneath here. So I want you to imagine just really quick, if for some reason we start to do this and we break above these levels, this 9 EMA is going to come up. And I want to stay long as we're staying above this 9 EMA. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and move on. And our next one here is going to be QQQ. And let's make sure we're on the right blueprint. So another cool thing, if you're not a member here, you can always look back just to see how well our strategies are doing by selecting the right blueprint. All of this data is in the chat room as well, and you can go back and check that out. So here we are with QQQ. I sent out a video over the week or weekend just to help traders out there get prepared to, uh, you know, get ready for this inside week. And this is what we came up with. So this was a neutral strategy, once again, that we had pushed out over the weekend. And we made it pretty straightforward. Once price went below 338, I did go short. And I did make money. Targets 335 and 78 were hit, and 333.56 were hit. Well, pretty close. I apologize. Pretty close. All right. So as we started coming down, though, we came very close to the trendy edge, and this is where we were looking for support. And you can see that we did find that support. We did reclaim that level as well. And right now, we're just kind of pushing up. And one thing that's really cool with our indicators here is anytime our members see these red arrows, they're looking for resistance, okay? And notice that price moved up, it moved into this red arrow, and then it pushes back. So you can use these as targets, okay? Right there. All right, and so the next thing we're going to look for on the Qs this morning, again, a 2-hour candle. I'm looking for the cloud to hold. And really, at the end of the day, it'd be cool if 338.16 can hold. If 338.16 and the cloud can hold, and we'll just kind of identify that here. Then we're looking for price to push up towards the top of the trendy edge. Again, 341.38. And then if we start to break over 342.57, again, we could trade that, but I'm not going to use the 338.16 as a stop because today is Thursday. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and most likely I would use the trendy edge here as a stop around 341.38 or where I am comfortable. All right. And that's a long trade. All right. That's what I'd be looking for. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So the next one is going to be SKLZ. Yes, so we are in this. In this, I have to say this is one of our members' ideas. His name's Shant. Put him on the spot, and you could probably see him mentioning SKLZ today. Nice shout out to him for his thoughts on this. So great trade there. And this is how it looks. Okay, so very important to understand the weekly. And I think that everybody would agree that this was severely sold off. So this is a range over here on my left. All right, let's just make that red right here. All right, a nice pullback. And the thing about technicals that can really help you out is understanding where you want to get long. Now, we do teach this in Trendy Trading, and we have several different things that help us. One is candle structure. Two are my proprietary scripts here, and also my indicators. So those indicators are showing me a green arrow. All right. And just like I showed you the red arrow when price is pulling back, right? It's pulling back. I'm looking to the left, looking for these arrows. Once price gets into the arrows, then I have a process that I specifically follow. It's not as simple as just going long, but I do try to make it mechanical and unemotional. So as you can see, price did come into this level. I also gave this level a little ways back. It did come into that level. It reclaimed, so I went ahead and took it. And what I was looking for yesterday is a push into the trendy edge. Now, just like the rest of them, when price is underneath the trendy edge, we're looking for it to be resistance. Okay, so this gives me targets. First target right here, everybody, is 18.99, and then your second target is 22.28. Okay, so these are the targets for today. Let's pretend that you are not in this trade. Well, what could you do? Well, if we take the most recent rally and just kind of measure wherever this candle starts to turn around before the morning open, I want you to pay attention to the 2-hour 9 EMA. All right, that's for specifically for day trading. Now we have these are swings, okay? So we have trades on that are swings, but I'm just talking about today and tomorrow. All right, so this is momentum stock right now, highly shorted. So I'm paying attention to this EMA here. Notice that this EMA is confluent with the trendy edge. Okay, so as long as we stay confluent here, I'd expect if skills were to pull back a little bit, that we would find buyers at or around the trendy edge and this 9 EMA off the 2. You might just kind of find yourself stuck in here, flagging around, and then a break of this area will start to come into the top of this cloud or around that 22 level. And then, guys, for a swing trade, holding on for longer, you can please look at this weekly chart and you can see something like this. The EMAs come underneath, understanding that all of this could be support once we get here. So just kind of draw that out right there. And then you're looking for a move into 28.96, and these bubbles are targets, 34.27. All right. All right, so that's SKLZ. Let's go ahead and move on. I am also in Etsy. All right, so this is ETSY. Started a position in this, and what we could do here is just pull up my positions actually. So let's go to SKLZ. Just so everybody could see, you can see I'm in these positions down here at the bottom. If we move down, if we're just looking here, I'm pretty deep in the money here. The reason why I went with at the money is because the premium was pretty high. And if you notice over here, folks, I mean, this is crazy. 167, 185, 204. In many cases, you're looking at selling premium when we have this high of implied volatility coming in. And so the prices, if you notice, were all pretty much the same, right? Pretty much the same. So it's like, why would you buy, way out of the money when you'd be paying the same price, okay? So I went ahead and went with in the money, and so far that's working out. All right, so on Etsy, let's go ahead and bring this up. I have not added yet, and I took this live with everybody, I believe on Tuesday. And you can see here, I'm sitting in these 220 contracts. They started to look a little bit better yesterday, and then they kind of pulled back before the open. But I'm in a 42 delta, and those strikes are 220, and I have 15 days. Quite honestly, if this doesn't start moving today, I think I'm going to go a little bit closer to at the money or in the money, and I'm going to buy a little bit more time, probably more towards the monthly expirations, the 21 May. All right, so that's Etsy. And let's go to our next one is going to be RBLX. Okay. All right, so this trade I also pushed out onto Twitter several days ago, and I gave you this box, and I specifically said I'm waiting for price to come into this box, and then I wanted to see a reclaim. Okay, so as you can see, the lower level worked very well. If you want to learn how to find these levels, again, just come check us out. You can see that we came into that level almost to the tick, and now we're trying to break out from that box. So I did start a position here. All right, and let's go ahead and pull that up really quick. All right, and all right, so here we are. This one's 21 May. We have 29 days. About in the money, the 70s, and these were going for 770 by 790 yesterday on close. You can see it's just up a tad. We might see a little bit more momentum come into here. For me, these newer IPO, they tend to shake traders out quite often. And so what you'll see is this type of behavior, a nice push. The new investor, new trader type would buy right at the top, and then we'll flush them out here. Notice that we have a double bottom, and then we're finding buyers in this area, and then we push up. I do love the fact that we made a higher high. This usually tells me there's a higher probability of continuation to the upside. So then I found a smaller level on a smaller time frame, and this is where I wanted to get in. All right. So what can we expect now? Well, notice that we have a lot of trendy edges above us. So these are all resistant points, okay? And remember what I told you, look for the red arrows to the left. I'm not really seeing any on a 2 hour, but what I will say is the next big level for us is this lower trendy edge. After that, high probability of 77 and 82. So if the week can close out above here, above this cloud, above the trendy edge, I'm looking forward to 77. Over here on the weekly, notice if we were to push up, like I said, this would just be an inside week. Okay, inside week, high probability, inside and up with the higher highs, higher lows. We are slowly starting to trend up. All right, that's RBLX. So we went over RBLX, Etsy, Skills, QQQ, SPY. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla. Now I have a Tesla position and I'm very transparent. I have not done well on Tesla this year. I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to hear your comments if you've done well. For me personally, every time I buy it, I watch it go up for a few minutes and I'm like, yes, I finally got I finally got you, Tesla, right? Last year was a lot easier. And then typically I get stuck in the position, end up losing money on it, but nothing has been abnormally large, right? I'm not taking a huge position in these just because of its behavior. But what I will tell you is this thing is primed to break out, right? Higher lows, higher highs, looking for a move into the edge around 836. The issue is, it's just you could see these topping wicks, and so when we have these topping wicks, there's bearish pressure, and we're just kind of going sideways. All right, so the bigger breakout is over this, what I call an accelerator. I'd love to see that today, by the way. I did buy some 800s, so I would love to see like a 30, 50 point day on Tesla. But, next target 769, and then over that 787 and so forth. Far as today is concerned, Tesla looks great as long as it's going to hold around the 720 level. All right. So that is Tesla. All right, so some extra ones I want to look at were Amazon. Okay, a little upgrade here. We have earnings coming up. A lot of bullish sentiment out there because a lot of people feel as if it's not done anything, and you can see it's not done anything since late August. All right, that's crazy. But before that, that's the important part. that I want everybody to understand. It did do something. It moved big time. It went from 1600 into 3600 basically. So it needs to digest that move. It's a huge move. A lot of traders, they're looking for a forward split. That would be awesome. I feel like it'll come at a time when nobody else would expect it. But the continuation up, you could take this block here and let's go ahead and duplicate that. Okay, and then we're going to move it up. And that's going to give you a move, roughly around that 4,200 level. And it's pretty interesting because I believe we had an upgrade on uh, Amazon this morning or yesterday for 4,200. There's that 420, it's everywhere. But anyways, 4,200 in this level, it makes sense if we're looking for one standard deviation of this consolidation. So please just understand that. You can see I have some fib extensions up here. The question is, I hear some people who are buying spreads into earnings, and they're basically what they pay is what their risk is. I can tell you I have friends who are also in this as well, doing the same thing, but they also made money on the way up, so they're playing with profits. Okay, um, from today's perspective, all right, and I said this last week, you could see that we are holding the trendy edge as long as we are holding this level. Your risk is 33.32. All right. So as long as we're staying above there, look for price to continue slowly and possibly up here towards the high. Now we have earnings coming in on 4/29. I believe that is next week. Let's go ahead and just check really quick. Yeah, so next Thursday. All right. So we could see a nice little move here and Amazon towards the highs. Okay. All right. So that's that on AMZN. You may see me take something in this today, and just understand that most likely I'll do like a debit spread because the premiums are so higher because it's expensive. All right. All right. So the next one I want to look at is SQ. All right, so Square, just checking out Square. Had a lot of traders looking at it. Lower highs, lower lows within a up range, but it's holding a nice portion of that range. This is all you need to know. It's hands off until it can show us that it can break above 252. And if it cannot break above 252, then I like it better at 232. Let's go ahead and look at Roku. All right, Roku yesterday, we had some members in here who were trading this, and I told them look for red to green, and it did go from red to green. This is a neutral strategy. You can see here, we're still holding the cloud on the weekly. And as long as 356.82 can hold, look for it to push back up towards 373. If for some reason this week it can hold above 373, I really like the probabilities of a 400 to 415 move into the next week or two. All right, it probably would take a week. So that's what I'd be looking at there. Other than that, I'm going to keep it there. I want to go over my positions one more time just to see if I'm missing anything of importance. Okay, so Walmart. Let me just look there. I did start Walmart yesterday, and we can see here it's just kind of hanging out. I love the weekly on this. Higher lows, higher highs within a down range on the weekly. And this is what I'm going to concentrate on. I'm looking for a move into 144 by 147. 138 needs to hold. You guys have a great day. If you like the material, please give us a like and a retweet. If you want to check out what we do, there's a lot of information on the website. Okay, so just check it out, trendytrading.co. You guys have a great one, and good luck today. Have a great week. We'll see you again.